back to another episode of Brew and Banter. I'm your girl, Ebs, and we have a special treat with this one. But before we get started, Duell, tell us what you got sipping in your cup and what's been going on. Let's do a quick check-in and how you been this week.
I'm good. What I'm brewing on this week, I decided to try those poppy drinks that's
Oh,
been advertising. I'm trying the raspberry rosé. This is not an ad, as other people may think it may be. But I actually really enjoy it. It's actually has like a little bit of a rosé flavor in it in the raspberry, so it's I think it's good. I like it. It's waking me up today, so we can do the show. So. But yeah, last night I needed it because last night I went out to dinner. Me and my partner went out to Fogo de Chao
mhm.
for a friend's family friend's birthday dinner. So I'm still recovering. So thank you, Poppy, for that.
Anything else exciting this week that's been going on?
Hitting this gym, just trying to hit this gym at least 5 times a week. It's been a challenge. As we know with adulting, it's like some days you for it, some days you're not, but I'm just really learning to like just trust the process of it and just so far, seeing how the results are going by just being consistent. So yeah, just working on that and then working on a couple other new projects that are coming my way. So yeah.
Nice. I can't wait to hear about them when they're into, ready for you to start shooting them. So that's awesome. And
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, how
Yes.
you been? What you got brewing in your cup? How your week been?
Well, I have in my cup, I've just added some more whiskey to it because it was just too much Coke. But it's just whiskey and Coke on this beautiful Saturday. We'll be dropping this on. Anyway, the point is that it's whiskey because today I'm having a day party because my friend's birthday was a couple weeks ago, but this day party was scheduled at Area 15 for this weekend, and it's from 5 to 10. It is for 30 plus. People that are ages 30 plus. So it's going to be a grown folks day party. I'm so excited. I have always wanted to do something like this. And it has come to fruition now here in my 40s. So I'm ready to do that. I didn't tell you guys, but I have applied to the electricians union, and I had to go and take an aptitude test a couple of days ago. It took 2.5 hours, pissed me smooth off because it wasn't supposed to take that long. But whatever. I got an email yesterday morning saying that I passed and I
Oh,
am eligible
Yes.
for an interview whenever they decide to
Yes.
interview people. They said it wouldn't be till next year, but still, that is a step in the right direction to changing my career and the path that I'm trying to take is to the telecommunications path, which is why I'm also doing the IT courses that have to do with hardware and networking and stuff. So it's all going to come together, and my bank account is going to explode pretty soon. I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
Hence
Yes.
the
awesome.
whiskey and the day party.
Right? Celebration is in order. That is awesome. Congratulations. Two
Thank
hour
you.
test. That's insane. I would, whoo, yeah,
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, it
right.
awesome.
pissed me off. It pissed me off.
But you passed, so that's a good
I
thing.
passed.
That's all.
Yes.
That's
You
all
don't
that
got to do it
matters.
again. One and done.
Hmm.
Well, I
Boop.
have in my cup sipping just some tea. I thought would start the day off with doing some
Yeah.
detox, and I got me this. It's called something rose, and it has like rosebuds in it, and green tea, and like just a mixture of different stuff. So it's good. I put a little bit of honey, and then there's these
Mm.
root. It's like root beet or beetroot crystals that have been like beets that's been dehydrated, and it kind of has like a sugary taste to it, but it's natural. So yeah, just thought I'd do a little detox. Start start the day off with some detox. But this week's been pretty, you know, boring for me. I haven't really done much of anything, but I did start a course in AI. So it's like Intro to AI. It's an online course. Just trying to understand that world since it is going to be a part of our life pretty soon. And I don't want to get, X'd out of the job markets. So I thought I would. figure at least get the knowledge of what the heck AI is. And I don't know what I read, so I'm gonna have to go back this weekend and reread the chapters. But that's about it. But yeah, so that's pretty much my week. I'll get in the gym next week. This is my goal. Like
Yeah,
next,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
I'll
start
do. I'll do the same thing. I'll be in the gym next week.
next week.
We
Yeah,
will, because we all trying to see if we can get different size shirts on in the near
right,
future.
right.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Goals. Yes.
You guys are funny. All right, let me. Oh,
He been coming for me since our morning meeting, y'all. See,
he
this
was
ain't
coming.
new.
He was coming.
It-
Coming
I
about the
came
shirt.
online at the proper time and I said good morning to
you
everybody
know
who was
what?
available. And then,
You know what? He been coming in hot with me lately. Y'all been give see y'all didn't asked and now y'all received. Now he got a new segment. Now he acting brand new. He acting real
mm,
brand new. He got a doctor on his title. See now he think he Dr. Phil. He think he Dr. Yana Van Zant. He think he all of that.
and
Doctor
what's funny is I'm the doctor, but you want to be on doctor time.
Phil.
Baby, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this.
Oh Lord, where the from? He's like, I'm coming for
No,
you.
we gonna have a conversation. We gonna have a conversation after this wraps. We gonna do an after. We gonna do another after show. We gonna really talk the shit after this.
Oh God. All right. Well, speaking of the show, Joelle, take it away. What you got for us? What you got for us today? Oh
So
no!
of
Oh,
course
I mean, y'all done got me all discombobulated. I forgot to tell what you talking about. Okay, so this
he with his
segment,
shenanigans.
right? The shenanigans. This section is f around and find out. So who has been fucking around this week and finding out? Take it away.
Well, who's been effing around and finding out this week? It is the networks ABC, Hulu. I think it's Next Star. Found out when Jimmy Kimmel decided that they decided to bring Jimmy Kimmel back this past Tuesday back on air. And Jimmy had a lot to say in regards to his preemptive firing, as you would say. Uh, like I said, it was a 21 million. His views he got about 21 million views for his monologue on YouTube, and he basically kind of alluded that said that the reason for the firing was because a lot of the people felt pressured by the Trump administration, the networks, the executives, all of them, and they had thought, of course, his commentary was offensive and insensitive to the late passing of Charlie Kirk. And they also wanted to try to avoid further inflaming the tense situation that's around this very sensitive situation. But honestly, he kind of went after Trump with the whole Tylenol thing, which is wild. I'm like, this man, you so worried about banning Tylenol, but he's also trying to threaten Jimmy Kimmel and infringe upon Jimmy's right to freedom of speech, which is crazy. Um, However, Jimmy, of course, is a very gracious person. He let the audience know that it wasn't his intention to say anything hurtful or offensive toward Charlie Kirk's family or in regards to his passing, because of course it's something that no one wishes upon anybody, not even their worst enemy. But he just came back and was honest. It was very heartfelt and honest. I think, you know, it's a lesson in what we can say and what we can't say, but at the same time, when it's time to speak out, it's important to speak out, which I'm glad that Jimmy did, because a lot of people would have done something that was scripted for him, like a speech that was scripted for him, but he just really just spoke from the heart. And I felt like, you know, his rights have been infringed and he was deeply hurt for the fact that they would take such a drastic measure as to fire him or cancel his show just for him having social commentary, which his show has always been about. He has always taken political satire as a form of expression on his platform. This is no different than him talking about Trump or talking about the administration or talking about anything that's political going on. However, of course, the public interest group, which AKA usually are local conservative groups, felt hurt enough to where people like Brendan Carr were like, you know, if we don't fire him, heads are going to roll type of situation. So it was a lot of craziness. But I'm glad that Jimmy's back. I'm glad that Jimmy stood his ground and made it important that we speak out against injustices and things like that, and use our platforms for the betterment of the world. Because a lot of other people would not have spoken out about that. He's the only person that would do it, and he's the only person that we really would accept it from, because he's going to do it his way. It's not going to be, like I said, scripted. But yeah, I'm glad to see him back on the air. And it's funny because I have an anecdote. I actually did his show years ago. I was on his show years ago. I was a part of one of the the game things. A friend of mine, Amanda Anderson, shout out, is one of the producers. She got me on, and just being able to work with Jimmy, he's just so kind. He's one of the kindest people in television. So I would hate that people would assume that he would do this, say what he said to hurt anybody. I don't think that was his intention, and he got really emotional about that on the air.
Yeah. It's good he's back. And yeah, like, I think also ABC found out that after around and found out once they saw them some subscribers go down for that Disney Plus and Hulu. I mean, you lose they lost like $4 billion just wiped out from subscriptions.
Yes.
Um, you know, I'm happy they did the right thing by it should have never even you should never been taken off the air. My thing is though, is it really going to make a difference with the subscribers? Because then you turn around and you up your prices for their subscriptions now for Disney Plus is going up, Hulu's going up, ESPN's going up, and you just think that we're gonna forget,
Mm-mm.
as a consumer. So I think they're gonna be finding in the long haul a lot of effing around and what the fallout from this, because I don't think it's gonna have that like reaction. They think he's back on, people are going to go sign back up. Like it's just like
Mm-mm.
damage is done. We see you, and we now know that you're going, I feel like as a media conglomerate like ABC, you should stay out of politics. You should stay out of what's going on, because there's both sides. And like I said, the same thing that happened with the gentleman wanting for homeless people to be euthanized. There was no repercussion. So it's just there. I think there are going to be a lot of effing around and finding out in the next couple of years when it comes
Very much so.
to.
And
What's
they said
interesting
they
to
were making a
me.
tough. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. You already, yeah, I like what you're saying.
No, no. I was just saying, just to add on to it, they said they made a tough call, and that no one on in talk shows has a unlimited right to say whatever they want. That was one of the quotes from Variety. Basically, they're just basically trying to cover their ass, saying that it wasn't about Jimmy, it wasn't about the Trump administration. It was just they felt it was inappropriate, so they stepped in and they had to make a tough call to pull the show. And I thought that was kind of BS to me.
Total BS. And it absolutely was BS, because you can't say they don't have the right to, they have the freedom of speech. So it's like, at the end of the day, stop it. You did
Yeah,
wrong. You got involved. You got afraid, and now deal with the fallout behind it. I know
And
I'm
what's
not
interesting to
really
me,
hiding my stuff. What were you saying, Dre?
what's interesting to me is that even though he will likely tread more carefully when it comes to political topics, because of this removal from the air, he has gotten a heightened platform to speak upon. So now, when he does speak, more people will be listening.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
yes.
So whatever he decides that he wants to say, he can go up there and say it to. I think when he came back, he had, did you say 6 million? There was 6 million viewers for his return show,
Yep.
and it was like, okay, there's that many more people that are paying attention to what he's saying now because of how they canceled him. And cancel
Yeah.
culture apparently gets you ratings. So,
Exactly. 21 million views.
mm,
That's crazy. That's
that's
insane.
it.
Good
Immediately.
for
That's so fast. So fast.
so
Crazy.
speaking of effing things being over and having to find out the long haul, what you got for us, Dre?
Well, well, my fuck around and find out uh, section here is about parenting styles. I think that parenting styles are changing from the gentle parenting, the timeouts, the thing about what you did, the you're grounded. Parenting styles are done, and we are moving to the fuck around and find out um, period, or maybe moving back to actually, because when I grew up, it was fuck around and find out. I didn't get no time out. I was just slapped upside my backside, and then I knew that was the wrong thing to do. And I think that parents now are realizing that that might be the proper parenting style. Let me get back to letting these kids know that whatever it is that you think you're about to do is not flying in this house because you are the child.
Right.
I am the adult. And so, fucking around and finding out obviously is a more confrontational, consequence based approach, letting their actions have sometimes hard consequences to teach the lessons. And I think that that's what some people need in order to make sure that they don't grow up to be ridiculously terrible people in the world. We
Mm.
have enough of those already. But there are some potential pitfalls to using the fuck around find out method of parenting, and sometimes overly harsh consequences can harm self-esteem. It can stoke rebellion, and it can erode trust and get a connection between the parents if they just think that every time they do something that is against what the parents believe, they're going to get some kind of physical reaction from the parents. So they might just completely disconnect from them. They might say, I'm just going to keep quiet and do absolutely nothing until I'm out of this house, and then I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. Some kids are like that. Some people would rather do that. So maybe a hybrid or situational approach may work better. Like you got to be firm in some situations, but then you have to be empathetic in others. So you have to understand, like when you're telling your kids something along the lines of Ten Commandments: don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery. All those things are kind of firm. Hey, don't do that thing, and if you do it, you get a swift backhand. But if there are some things that your child believes that you don't, you might say, okay, well, maybe think about this and help me understand better why you believe what you believe, and we can move forward from there. And also context matters for sure. The age of the kid, the personality of the kid, the environment, the mental health, the cultural norms, depending on um, uh, where you're from. Us as a Black community, we've got different cultural norms than maybe the Hispanic community or the Caucasian community. Um, but I also think that parents need to make sure that they understand those cultural norms between communities as well, so that they know that what they're doing may be different from others, and that's okay. And then also mental health, right? Safety risks
Mm.
that are involved in that as well. So I have a question for you guys. When do you think we should shift from gentle parenting to more firm boundaries, or what we like to call fuck around and find out?
I mean, I think when you know that they're harming themselves or someone else, um, I, I'm not a parent. If I was, I think I would give them a 1-2 chance. Like my mom would be like, when I would to stop doing something, she'd tell me once. If I do it again, okay, now the voice is being raised. She's using my full government name. I already know on that third, whatever. If I'm doing the same thing, I'm gonna get a spanking. What about you, Joel? What do you think?
Mhm.
I mean, I grew up with old school parenting. My parents were already older when I came along because I have four older siblings, so I was the youngest. So it was definitely f around and find out with me. I remember one time I was young, so this is during the '90s. So everything I watched was like The Simpsons, Martin, everything. But I was a sponge, so I would soak up everything that they would say, and I would end up saying it, but I was too young to be saying the stuff that they were saying on the television. and I would repeat stuff at school, and it would get back to my parents. I remember one time, and this is, I think I may have been beat twice in my life. That's all. That's as much as I could take. Um, I remember my dad said, all right, you keep you doing a lot of this, all right." So I pushed the envelope. Teacher told my parents that, Joelle was saying all types of stuff to the other students. And I got home. I got a Joe Jackson beating
Oh, not
in
Joe Jackson. Not Joe
the
Jackson.
bathroom.
Oh Lord.
The bathroom. He closed the door. He pulled out that belt, and you thought I was Kuta Kente on Roots. I was like, ah! Just beat, screams. I had to stop. I had to stop watching The Simpsons. I had to stop watching because I was like, y'all get me in trouble. I
Mm.
I'm light skinned. I bruise. I bruise. Luckily, I had on a t-shirt. He was like, put that t-shirt on. Ain't nobody. You all right? You all right? Go ahead. Go on. But the thing is, the reason why I bring it up is the fact that it wasn't our parents trying to abuse us or hurt us or anything. They're trying to teach us respect. And sometimes with the kids, it's the entitlement that they know that nothing's going to happen to them. Back in the day with us, it was the voice. It was just the voice of a parent. Like when my dad gets angry, I'm like, oh, no, let me go sit somewhere. Because if he raises it to a next octave, it's gonna be a lot of screaming. It's gonna be a lot of what is it? What the kids say? Flower bringing, whatever the kids say. The thing that kids to say. Y'all know. But anyway, it's going no choir singing and flower bringing because he gonna send me back to the Lord. He gonna send me back to the Lord.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
gonna send me back to the Lord. And I was like, I don't want to go out like that. But
I'm only 5. I don't
but
go out like
I'm only 5. I've only been here for 5 years. I want to see the rest of my life. But all jokes aside, there needs to be a happy medium. As you get older, your parents realize that you can't just whoop a kid. You have to talk to them and understand why what they did and why they're receiving this punishment or this grounding or whatever. My parents started to do that, so they had to learn that there was a happy medium because I was different. I wasn't necessarily a troublemaking kid during most of my childhood. It was because they had those things, those triggers. Like I said, the voice. My mom would do the rabbit teeth. Remember the
that.
you don't get your ass off.
Right.
I am on the phone. Very that. It's just little stuff that you can do that a kid understands where their place is without there needing to be any full physical stuff. But the thing is, you have to train the kids. It starts early. It starts with talking to them. Hey, I told you not to do it. This is what you did. This is the result of that. Now I got to take away the phone. I got to turn off the TV. You got to go sit in the corner. Think about what you did, because then kids learn that there's going to be a consequence. But when you do the gentle parenting, like, oh, let's just stop. No, that's not going to do anything. It doesn't have to be what we had, but it has to be some type of happy medium there. It has to be
Hmm.
it can't just be gentle, and it just can't be old school. You have to meet in the middle. Now, if a kid is constantly doing things, their behavior is erratic, whether it's in school or whether it's at home, then you may have to go ahead and real quick.
Yeah.
But it's not to hurt them, it's to let them know, like, hey, what you did was not acceptable behavior, and this is the consequence of the situation. But I think right now I'm with Dre, I'm with both of you. Like, gentle, all the way gentle is not, it's not working. It has to be a happy medium in the middle.
Yeah. What do you think, Drake?
What do I think about? I think it has to be in the middle. Just
Yeah.
like you said, it's got to be in the middle. I was raised the same way. I would get a swift backhand. I think it was similar to what you were saying, Ebs. Like you get the, I'm gonna tell you once, I'm gonna tell you louder the second time. and if I have to tell you a third time, it'll be with my fist,
Yep.
and that's all it is. I remember there was a time. There's so many times when my parents would discipline me physically, but with my dad specifically, like you were saying, there was a tone. Um, Duo, but with my dad, it was a look. It was just like a, and immediately I was like, you know what? I'm doing the wrong thing. I understand what you're saying with
Mm-hmm.
no words whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and correct that right now. And thank you for letting me know.
Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for
Yeah,
your feedback.
thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it.
I agree.
What used to annoy me? What used to annoy me was that my mom would like throw things at me,
Hmm.
and if it would break, she would make me clean it up because I made her throw it at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, no accountability whatsoever for breaking her own crap. Like,
Right. It's like
whatever.
like nobody told you to throw a glass at me. Like you do it.
She used to throw nail polish, little balls of nail
The nail.
polish at me, and then she'd be mad at me because I broke her favorite nail polish. How?
You see what
How
you
did I
made me
break it?
did? You see what
Well,
you make me
you
do?
and then she
You
goes say,
duck.
well,
You duck and
if
you're
you
supposed
didn't
to take
dodge
the
it,
headshot.
yeah, exactly. If you didn't dodge it, it wouldn't have hit the wall and busted. So okay, so instead of busting
Now I
your
gotta buy
nail
another
polish, she
bottle
was
of
trying to.
OPI. You
Yes,
know
I'm
red
like,
is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color.
mm,
Oh no, that's true. I think that
Woo.
many people too many parents try to be their friends and not realize that you'll be their friend once they're 18. Like when they're kids,
right.
you gotta will it in. So you gotta deal with your child having a body in the back of their car. Like
Mm,
our next
or or wanting to be a dictator of a nation or country.
right.
mm.
Like our next topic, Mr. David D4VD, pronounced David. Never heard of him. So he's an American, I guess, singer and songwriter, and he was like really famous at TikTok. And September 8th, a heavily decomposed body was found inside of his Tesla. While he was on tour, Tesla just parked. He never called it in as it, being stolen or missing or anything like that. It was in the parking lot, I think, for like a couple weeks, and like the smell was really bad, and ended up
Yeah.
being a 15-year-old decomposed body, and her name was Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Rest in peace. But this is where the plot thickens. Rumor has it he's been around her since, so she ran away when she was 13, so she must have just turned, because there's people saying she's 15 and some people saying she's 14, so I'm not really sure. But she's from Lake Elsinore, and
Mm-hmm.
she she ran away, and people are saying that they were together. Her mom had said that she did have a boyfriend named David. He's 20, I believe, and they had the same tattoo. um it just, some people are saying, she lied about her age, but then it's like, but you were around her when she was 11, 12. She doesn't look that old for you not to know. um and now your whole career is pretty much, you know dangling on the edge. I guess he was like cooperating with the police from the beginning. They did search his house. They got a search warrant on his house. The owner who they were renting from did say they have cameras, so I think they'll hopefully get those released soon.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying she was staying with him. She was on his live a couple times. It just begs the question: what were you thinking? I don't know. What do y'all think?
What is interesting to me, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking like a homicidal person, but if I was going to do something like that, I'm not going to just put them in a trunk and then like put it in. It was in an impound lot.
It was just parked on the side of the street, and then they got impound because he went on tour. So he went,
Tour.
and so
Right.
like after the tickets and stuff, and then I guess they
It wasn't him. I've decided just now it wasn't him because nobody is dumb enough to do that. And then like if it was me,
I
I'm
hope
David.
so.
I'm going on tour. I might before I go on tour. I might have gone out and kicked it and had a good time. Left my car on the side of the road and forgot that I, Ubered home or whatever and forgot, oh, I got to go on tour tomorrow. I'm leaving. But also, I'm going to think to myself, if I did something like that, I'd have been like, I can't leave this car here. I'm going to take it somehow, or I'm going to do whatever it is that needs to be done with the remains so that it doesn't get it like just you'd have to be wildly stupid to do something like that. So I feel like he's got to be being framed. Got to be being framed. It only makes sense. It only makes sense.
It has to. It has to. You can't do
It
that.
has to make sense. And it's like I feel like because he's famous, now they're gonna be saying, "Oh, what did he do?" And it's gonna be a big deal because if it was anybody else, they wouldn't have it wouldn't be all over the news like that. It would be because he's a famous person. They're thinking, "Oh, he did something, and it's because of for the age and blah blah blah." I don't believe it. I don't think anybody's that damn dumb. Sorry.
He might be because first of all, he was dealing with somebody underage first. Let's just say that
So that
the
mentally,
girl he's known her. He known this girl since she was 11. She ran away at 13. Probably ran away to be with him because he was blowing up, and they was trying to keep it on the low. Now now I know the family is going through it right now. We all send our sincere condolences for the loss of this young woman, Celeste. However, y'all knew that he was older, dealing with but it's okay because he's a celebrity. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if he was doing something for the family to keep quiet, because that happens too. Allegedly, allegedly.
mhm.
And my thing is, that's where the center of it is. It's you let this young girl run away off with this boy he was a streamer. He was a YouTube streamer who became this, music artist. And now that he got money, you're like, hey, y'all do what y'all want to do. But now they might have had allegedly some a fight or something, and it could have turned fatal. We don't know. But that's how I see it. I'm with you, Dre. Like, how dumb can you be? But we have to understand this man is very young. He's still very young, and not everything is up there just yet. They're
The
not making
frontal
those
lobe is not
conscious.
developed.
That frontal lobe is still being developed. 'Cause they
Mhm.
say it don't get developed until you're 25, fully 25. Because that's why
Fully
we make all
25.
them. We all make these teenage
Impulsive
poor
decision.
decision impulsive decisions because we still have time in our brain to develop.
Right, but
So
that's
he
not no
didn't think
excuse.
about the
Like he's just
situation.
yeah, and probably just being in the situation, like it being the moment that it happened. God knows what happened to where somebody probably was panicked and was like, "Well, let me just cut her up." And I mean, you think like, do you normally leave your car keys just hanging around because you can't just get into a trunk? Like, so how does that how so it was it someone close to you and
It
It's
would
usually
have to
somebody
be.
covering for him. It could be somebody covering for him. Like if something happened, a domestic situation happened, and maybe she fell, she hit her head. I don't know. And found out that she was no longer with us and they had to get rid of the body, and somebody could have done that for him. He could have not have done it, but somebody could have done that for him. But the thing is, if you're gonna do something like that, not saying that it's good, it's not good when stuff like this happens, but you want to think with your brain. Why not call the police if you're not if it's an accident that happened? Why not call the police, get them to come in and state your thing and go through the process of proving yourself innocent? What makes you not innocent is when you cover it up or you let somebody else take the reins and decompose a body and leave it in the front trunk of a Tesla
yeah, yeah.
Of
in
a
your
Tesla
car,
of all
in
things.
your car, in your car. It's registered to you. Like, sir, come on, like.
Was he trying to get back at Elon Musk or something? Why a Tesla?
Why
Why
a
did you even
Tesla?
have one?
The boy is named D4VD. He sounds like a car made by Ford. Okay? Let's wake this shit up. Let's wake it up. Like he
You
ain't
said
got it
the
up there.
the Ford D4 DVD
People, he sounds like
LE
a freaking Ford.
Looking
SLT
like a car
Slick
that's gonna come
Design.
out next year. He sounds like a car that's gonna come out next year. But the
That's the
thing
same
is,
car they got in Star Wars. Hmm.
But look
exactly,
at, even though like she was 11 or 12 when they, okay, he would have been what, 17, 19, 18, 17 when they met. Still inappropriate.
inappropriate,
Still inappropriate.
inappropriate.
She's 11, she's
Right.
12. Like, and then for the parents, it's like you knew she had a boyfriend named David. They had a matching tattoo. So you knew of his age or around about. Like, I get like she was a runaway. There was much they probably couldn't have done with her, but
She ran away 3 times.
yeah. But
The girl ran away 3 times.
you best believe I'm calling the police and filing statutory rape charges on you, regardless. If I can't, if I can't stop you from seeing him, I'm going to stop him from seeing you.
Exactly.
Mm.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, he's a celebrity, so they were. I don't know if it was a understanding between him and the family. Like maybe he was, like I said, paying them off, whatever. Just to kind of keep it quiet. And like I said, there's some people that's like, hey, well, he's a celebrity. Just whatever. We don't talk about it, but it's happening. But I don't know. Like I said, it's looking like that. It's looking very that way.
And it could
But
be the
it's
parents
unfortunate.
like, well, at least she's safe. But they reported her missing last year. Um,
Three
so
times.
Hmm.
yeah,
April last year, yeah.
April of last year they reported her missing.
You F around and you find out. You leave home because you a kid. You leave. That's what they say. The old people used to say, you want to be out there, but don't be coming running back here when things go bad. And I think, unfortunately, in this case, she was a runaway. She probably didn't listen to her parents. She probably wanted to be with this boy. And after, going missing, being reported missing 3 times, her parents probably just was like, hey, you want to be out there like that? Go ahead, but know the consequences. And that goes back to what
Mm.
we were saying earlier about parenting, the importance of being aware of what's going on in your child's life. This is different than, reprimanding a child. This is on a different level. Now we're dealing with teenagers who are impulsive, who aren't making good decisions, who are getting in relationships that they're not mentally, emotionally, and physically ready to get involved with. What do you do? How do you handle that situation? And unfortunately, this situation ended horribly in a fatal situation, and it's sad.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, our thoughts and prayers goes out to the family.
yeah. It's probably tough, and hopefully they find out what happened. Just ridiculous.
If anybody can figure out what's going on with this young lady, it's probably Jasmine Crockett because she has decided that she's running the damn world
She is running the world.
at this moment in time. At this moment in time, and I feel like I might have to move to Texas because if she's representing Texas, she's representing me.
She might
Yeah.
have to if her district gets taken away, but she can definitely come over, to California or Vegas. We'll take you, or Nevada. We'll take you over here, Jasmine, because you are that girl. And for people who are trying to come for her, this beautiful woman needs to sit their ass down, especially when you're looking like Jigsaw. And somebody said, who we're talking about, this Laura Loomer. Oh my God.
Oh,
So
girl.
Yes.
someone took me all,
Conservative.
someone took me all the way out when they said that she has a BBL face. BBL face.
Not the song.
BBL
You
face.
botched.
Yeah,
She said, "Let's
botch.
play a game.
Let's play a
Let's
game.
play a
So she
game."
decided she wanted to play a game, and she had something to say about Jasmine, who when they were doing the resolution vote for Charlie Kirk, having a memory for him, or a resolution, or something to
Memorial,
commemorate.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everyone voted. All the Black Democrats voted no, and it was only 3 of white Democrats that voted no. Go figure. And
Of course.
and then Jasmine has said, it hurts my heart that only 3 non people of color in the Democratic Party voted no, not understanding the gravity. So then Laura,
Hmm.
I'm not even going to I can't even call Laura. I'm just going to say the thing, because that's what she is. I don't even know what that is.
Not the thing.
Had said that it
Adam's
hurts my
family.
heart that we have
The
ghetto.
Blue Lagoon.
Um, and she called her a ghetto black bitch and a racist hood rat. But the quote itself was that it hurts my heart that we have ghetto ass bitches who hate America in Congress. And she effed around and found out on Facebook and the social media, and they have drug her to hell. The fact that she's 32 and she looks about 55, and Jasmine's 45, looks about 23.
Baby, when I heard that, I was like, baby, try Neutrogena, don't try me. I was like, ma'am, if you're gonna try to come for me and my politics and how I run things, like before you leave the house, I'm gonna need you to slap on all the hyaluronic acid you can find in that cupboard of yours at Pond's. Do it. Because my thing is,
hyaluronic.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Jasmine has always been vocal about her stance on supporting, people of color, making sure the bills are passed so that everyone can benefit. It's not just in a certain party's interest. And it just seems like her, Marjorie Taylor Thompson, whatever that woman's name is, they just want to come for her because she's a strong black woman and she's very vocal. She's just like AOC. It's like these women aren't, they're taking their platform and they're trying to make a difference. And if you don't agree with what they have to say, just say you don't agree with their politics. Don't come for them physically. The fact that you called her a black bee and all this other stuff, that's inappropriate. That'll get your ass beat in the parking lot of the UN or something. I bet Jasmine was waiting for her in the parking lot. Like, go ahead. I get off in about 15 minutes. I'll show you democracy. I'll show you democracy. And I don't blame her. The hands of justice. The hands of justice.
In the parking lot.
Jasmine, that girl. You don't mess with Jasmine. Jasmine's not here to play with y'all. She's just here to do her job. You don't like her. You don't have to like her. But it's just everybody's coming out with these racist remarks. Same thing that they said about AOC. The same thing they said about what was Valerie Janet when Roseanne said something about her, calling her a primate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why do people don't learn to keep their opinions to themselves? Talk about that when you at home with your family in private places, but when you say that publicly, you're going to get a public clapback, and it's going to be everywhere, and you will not be able to live it down. So why do you even try? Why?
It's not necessary. You might as well just sit down and shut the entire American fuck up, because it's the best thing to do.
Shut the whole entire American thing. looking like if Jigsaw and that Purge mask had a baby, it would be her ass.
I keep trying to figure out, like, how did she ride that tricycle in the show? Like, that's wild.
Maybe she could be on the next interview. We could ask her what it was like.
How did you get on the tricycle? Was it hard to get on the tricycle?
Was it difficult? Like, were your cheeks like in the way,
right?
Or
like,
something?
What's going on?
Oh, it's always these Karens. I'm telling you, it's these Karens.
Maybe looking.
We got to put them on notice.
Jasmine was like, I don't have Botox, and I'm 12 years older than her. Like, at the end of the day, honey, come on now. She don't look better than Jasmine on Jasmine's worst day. So we're unsubscribing.
And we don't want your ratings to go up, but you're canceled.
Yes.
It's a chop for me. It's a chop. It's a chop.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a chop for me, darling.
It's not it. It's not it. Okay, woo. Well, on that note,
my God.
for tuning in to another episode of us bantering while we sip our brew with Brew and Banter. We will see you guys next week. And that's it. We out. Deuces. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.